Mission. Proportional reasoning. 10 questions. No mistakes allowed. Let's go. An airplane descends from an altitude of 9,500 feet to 5,000 feet at a constant rate of 400 feet per minute. What type of function best models the relationship between the descending airplane's altitude and time? Option A. Decreasing exponential. Option B. Decreasing linear. Option C. Increasing exponential. Option D. Increasing linear. The correct answer is B. Want the full breakdown? It's in the description. Which choice most effectively uses data from the graph to illustrate the claim? Option A. Aligned closely with uncertainty about tax and public spending policy in 2005 but differed from uncertainty about tax and public spending policy by a large amount in 2009. Option B. Was substantially lower than uncertainty about tax and public spending policy each year from 2005 to 2010. Option C. Reached its highest level between 2005 and 2010 in the same year that uncertainty about trade policy and tax and public spending policy reached their lowest levels. Option D. Was substantially lower than uncertainty about trade policy in 2005 and substantially higher than uncertainty about trade policy in 2010. The correct answer is D. Which quotation from Loon Point most effectively illustrates the claim? Option A. Through the water the moon writes her legends divided by in light, on the smooth, wet sand. Option B. Softly the water ripples divided by against the canoe's curving side. Option C. Or like the snow-white petals divided by which drop from an overblown rose. Option D. But the moon in her wayward beauty divided by is ever and always the same. The correct answer is A. Which quotation from O Pioneers most effectively illustrates the claim? Option A. She had never known before how much the country meant to her. The chirping of the insects down in the long grass had been like the sweetest music. She had felt as if her heart were hiding down there, somewhere, with the quail and the plover and all the little wild things that crooned or buzzed in the sun. Under the long shaggy ridges, she felt the future stirring. Option B. Alexandra talked to the men about their crops and to the women about their poultry. She spent a whole day with one young farmer who had been away at school, and who was experimenting with a new kind of clover hay. She learned a great deal. Option C. Alexandra drove off alone. The rattle of her wagon was lost in the howling of the wind, but her lantern, held firmly between her feet, made a moving point of light along the highway, going deeper and deeper into the dark country. Option D. It was Alexandra who read the papers and followed the markets, and who learned by the mistakes of their neighbors. It was Alexandra who could always tell about what it had cost to fatten each steer, and who could guess the weight of a hog before it went on the scales closer than John Bergson, her father himself. The correct answer is A. Which quotation from To You most effectively illustrates the claim? Option A. You have not known what you are. You have slumbered upon yourself divided by all your life. / your eyelids have been the same as closed most of the time. Option B. These immense meadows, these interminable rivers, you are immense divided by and interminable as they. Option C. I should have made my way straight to you long ago. / I should have blabbed nothing but you. I should have chanted nothing divided by but you. Option D. I will leave all and come and make the hymns of you. / none has understood you, but I understand you. The correct answer is A. Which quotation from O Pioneers most effectively illustrates the claim? Option A. She looked fixedly up the bleak street as if she were gathering her strength to face something, as if she were trying with all her might to grasp a situation which, no matter how painful, must be met and dealt with somehow. Option B. She had never known before how much the country meant to her. The chirping of the insects down in the long grass had been like the sweetest music. She had felt as if her heart were hiding down there, somewhere, with the quail and the plover and all the little wild things that crooned or buzzed in the sun. Under the long shaggy ridges, she felt the future stirring. Option C. Alexandra drove off alone. The rattle of her wagon was lost in the howling of the wind, but her lantern, held firmly between her feet, made a moving point of light along the highway, going deeper and deeper into the dark country. Option D. Alexandra drew her shawl closer about her and stood leaning against the frame of the mill, looking at the stars which glittered so keenly through the frosty autumn air. She always loved to watch them, to think of their vastness and distance, and of their ordered march. It fortified her to reflect upon the great operations of nature, and when she thought of the law that lay behind them, she felt a sense of personal security. The correct answer is D. Description has everything you need to know. Which quotation from Mrs. Spring Fragrance's letters most effectively illustrates the claim? Option A. My honorable cousin is preparing for the 5th Moon Festival, and wishes me to compound for the occasion some American fudge, for which delectable sweet, made by my clumsy hands, you have sometimes shown a slight prejudice. Option B. Next week I accompany Aoi to the beauteous town of San Jose. There will we be met by the son of the illustrious teacher. Option C. Forget not to care for the cat, the birds, and the flowers. Do not eat too quickly nor fan too vigorously now that the weather is warming. Option D. I am enjoying a most agreeable visit, and American friends, as also our own, strive benevolently for the accomplishment of my pleasure. The correct answer is C. Which quotation from The Land of Enchantment most effectively illustrates the claim? Option A. The opportunities and advantages already offered and constantly increasing are greater than would at first be considered possible. Option B. The social and the picturesque charm of the long journey is singularly enhanced by the leisurely stops made for refreshment. Option C. The rail journey begins, of course, at Chicago, and as these trains leave in the evening the traveler fares forth in the seclusion of his berth. Option D. One experiences a certain sense of detachment from ordinary day and daylight duties that is exhilarating. The correct answer is D. Which quotation from Sense and Sensibility most effectively illustrates the claim? Option A. Above all, when she heard him declare that of music and dancing he was passionately fond, she gave him such a look of approbation as secured the largest share of his discourse to herself for the rest of his stay. Option B. Their taste was strikingly alike. The same books, the same passages were idolized by each, or if any difference appeared, any objection arose, it lasted no longer than till the force of her arguments and the brightness of her eyes could be displayed. Option C. It was only necessary to mention any favorite amusement to engage her to talk. She could not be silent when such points were introduced, and she had neither shyness nor reserve in their discussion. Option D. They speedily discovered that their enjoyment of dancing and music was mutual, and that it arose from a general conformity of judgment in all that related to either. Encouraged by this to a further examination of his opinions, she proceeded to question him on the subject of books. The correct answer is B. Which quotation from Mr. Cornelius Johnson, office seeker, most effectively illustrates the claim? Option A. He carried himself always as if he were passing under his own triumphal arch. Option B. The gray Prince Albert was scrupulously buttoned about his form, and a shiny top hat replaced the felt of the afternoon. Option C. It was a beautiful day in balmy May and the sun shone pleasantly on Mr. Cornelius Johnson's very spruce Prince Albert suit of gray as he alighted from the train in Washington. Option D. Mr. Cornelius Johnson always spoke in a large and important tone. The correct answer is A. Perfect score. No cap. You actually cooked on this one. Comment your score. Like and subscribe for more.